What is up, guys? This is the Kings of Concacaf Podcast. I'm your host, Nate, and today we're going to be reacting to the USA versus Jamaica game. So I'm going to start by my thoughts pre-match, my thoughts during the first half, my thoughts during the second half, and then finally my thoughts post-game. So to start, my thoughts pre-match was Paramount Plus crew, in my opinion, is much better. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. Clint Dempsey is great. Charlie Davies is great. I mean, the whole crew is great. With ESPN, I definitely like to see Jermaine Jones. That was something that was interesting to me because obviously he scored that legendary goal in 2014 against Portugal. He has the legend status when it comes to the U.S. men's national team, but I think the analytical side of the Paramount Plus team is, slightly better than that of the ESPN crew. Second, why is Areola starting? That's something what I was, really shocked. Greg is Greg. Greg will do things that Greg will do. So I shouldn't be shocked, but I was. Musa, McKinney, and Adams in the midfield. I was very excited about. Turner over Stefan. I thought that was slightly surprising just because, I don't know, Stefan has been that number one for a long time now. Obviously in the last one, he was hurt, so that's why he wasn't number one. But maybe Turner is that number one from here on out. And then also Zimmerman had started over Richards. Okay, so now I'm going on to my thoughts during the first half of the game. So obviously, in the first minute, I think Jamaica got really lucky to not get the red in that situation. I mean, Areola is free, into goal, and he gets taken down, and it's only a yellow. I mean, it's shocking to me. Like Taylor Twellman said, it's honestly, it's a bad look for CONCACAF that we don't have VAR in CONCACAF. I mean, we have USA, we have Mexico, we have Jamaica, we have Canada. I mean, we have countries that are big in the global sense of, soccer. So it's shocking that we don't have VAR for World Cup qualifying games that actually matter, when if we hadn't won, that could really affect us. If we hadn't have won, to have that red card in 20 seconds into the game, that could have helped us beat 10 men. Didn't end up mattering because we ended up winning, but that's besides the point. I also thought we started the game really strong. We came out looking really good, which was definitely a good sign because we have started slow in the past couple games, and it was something that we haven't seen before, and it was very refreshing to see. Aronson in the first half looked great. I thought he workhorse like normal, made some really good balls into the box. He made some decent balls to I remember one time to Anthony Robinson, who then hit it across the box towards Areola. He kind of missed it, but I think Aronson looked really good, was really dangerous in the first half. I thought also that Walker Zimmerman looked really good. He was really good in the air, did not back away from any challenge, any aerial duel, which was great. I thought that Pepe was pretty quiet in the first half, didn't really get the ball much, and if he did, he would go negative with the ball almost all the time, so that was something that I noticed. And then I noted that in the 30th minute, it was great work by McKinney and Aronson. I remember McKinney was going down the left flank, beat a couple guys. He passed it to Aronson gave it right back, and then McKinney got a shot off, and it was, great work. And then in the 33rd minute, Aronson pressed, got the ball, I think passed it to Areola passed it right back. Aronson gets fouled. Again, was the last man towards goal. He had beaten his defender. He gets fouled right outside the box. Yellow card. Should have been a red, but, like I said before, it didn't end up mattering, but I think in the future, Concacaf really needs to look into VAR. So overall, first half was good. I mean, nothing that'll blow you away. We didn't score, but it is definitely a step up from any of the games that we have played in the qualifying, first camp. So that is definitely great. Team looks much more put together than it had in the past. So moving on to second half. Obviously, starting off the second half was fantastic. 49th minute, Ricardo Pepe, the man, the myth, the legend, got the goal. Great work by Musa. He made a run into the box, drew a defender or two, passed it out to Dest, cross it in, perfect header, 1-0 USA. I also noted 52nd minute, Yunus Musa made a great run from the defensive half up, and then he honestly almost scored. If he had gone down in the 52nd minute after the run, we might have been able to get a penalty. He ended up shooting it. We got a corner out of it, so overall great run. Then Pepe again, 61st minute, great build-up play, and then perfect pass into the box from Aronson, right in stride for Pepe, and beautiful finish. And then also Dest did hurt himself, but it did end up looking like he was fine. After the game, he was like walking with no limp, which was definitely a positive, just because Dest played extremely well in this game, and we want to keep that going and not have him miss out for the rest of the camp. So then I noted that in the 78th minute, Zardes did not finish on a great run from Weah, a great ball into the box from Weah. I think in Zardes' defense, it was hit with pace, so it wasn't the easiest of finishes, but if you're a professional soccer player playing at the national team level, you should be able to at least make contact, put it on frame, and he whiffed, so that was, not great. I also noted that McKinney he played well in the second half, and in the first half, but I think he needed to get a little bit more involved. He had some good moments, but he's the type of player that needs to be involved at all times to really, make an impact on the game. And at points, he kind of disappeared. And if he can, get involved and be much more involved throughout the entirety of the game, I think he can really, shine even more so than he has in the past. Obviously, we dominated in the second half. I was also a little confused on why Walker Zimmerman was given the captain's armband when Tyler Adams came off. I think maybe that has to do with, last camp, the Weston incident. I think maybe Matt Turner would have been a better choice instead of Walker Zimmerman, considering Walker Zimmerman was not even included in the original roster. But Greg being Greg, it is what it is. And then 84th and 82nd minute, Zardes missed two chances, one off a header and then one that he kind of poked, almost went in, but it should kind of almost be guaranteed to go in, especially when you have that many chances and you kind of can't put in any. That's why Zardes gets criticized so much. Weah looked really, really good when he came in the second half. I think that he has to start in the second game. I will say Areola played really well in this game. Nothing against him. I just think that Weah is definitely more technically sound and a better overall player than Areola. Areola, was a workhorse, played really well, but skill-wise, I think Weah is leaps and bounds better than Areola. I think, most people would agree with that. And then to finish off In the 89th minute, De La Torre made a great ball into a penetrating ball to Weah. He then beat one guy, made a shot, deflected off the defender, but I think that De La Torre looked good when he was on the ball. He didn't really get into the flow of the game too much, but it's hard to get into the flow of the game when you're up 2-0, when you come on with 15 minutes left. So, but I do think he looked good, and I think I trust him in the midfield going forward. So a little post-match reflection. Obviously, great game overall. Great game to start off the camp with. I think it just sets the tone for the rest of the camp. The game against Panama is going to be the biggest test, so playing well in this game definitely helps us. For that game, Panama actually did end up losing tonight against, I think, Honduras. It was maybe Honduras or El Salvador. But they lost. That's good for us because they were in 4th place. Canada drew Mexico, which is great. Now we are in 1st place in the group, which is fantastic. El Tri keeps taking L's, so that's, they drew, but they're taking L's in the sense that they need to win to keep doing well in qualifying, and they didn't, and we did, so that's great. We are officially 14 games unbeaten, which is the longest U.S. men's national team streak of all time, which is fantastic. Golden generation. Obviously, the man of the match was Ricardo Pepe, scoring 2 goals. Really came alive in the second half. And I heard a lot of people say that Pepe is going to be a great number 9 for us because even though he did not really show up in the first half, it did not matter at all. He came in the second half, scored twice, and what was really crucial is that he had 2 chances and he had 2 goals. That's what really separates him from the likes of Daryl Dike, Zardes, Sargent, Pifak. These guys, they'll get chances just like Pepe will. They might even get more chances because Pepe is... it's like he didn't do much in the first half, but in the second half he showed up. Zardes in the second half, he put himself in positions where he actually got chances, but he didn't put away any of them. So I think that if Pepe can work on getting into places where he can get those chances more often, he's going to be an even better player. If he can score 2 goals off 2 chances, that's phenomenal. So Pepe has definitely proven that he is, that guy for the U.S. men's national team. He has locked his spot up at the number 9 striker position for a very long time, in my opinion. He's definitely earned the start for this camp, and even if he doesn't score the next 2, I think he's locked his spot up for starter for November camp as well, which is great for him. I'm very happy with his performances, and I'm sure the team as a whole is very happy with his performances. You can only do so much better than this. So 2 games, 3 goals, and 2 assists. That's phenomenal. He is the solution to the problem that we've had for just about a year now. So really happy with that. Really happy overall with how it went. And honestly, I don't think anyone on the team had a bad game. Maybe you could say Zardes didn't play exceptionally well because he missed quite a few chances, but it didn't matter in the end because we were already up 2-0 when he came in the 68th minute or whatever it was. And so this is probably the last camp Zardes will ever be in because he, didn't do anything this game. If he ends up scoring in the next couple of games, then maybe, but in my opinion, I don't think he has a spot in the next camp or any camps to come. So we'll have to see what happens next game with Hoppy, if he gets any minutes. And Bucio, that's another guy that I would like to see. But honestly, I am happy with how it when I think Greg did a relatively good job managing the game, which, it's hard to say because, of Greg, how he, manages the game is not always great, but I think he did well. His starting lineup was pretty good. I mean, besides Areola, but honestly, Areola played really well, so that's fine. But I would love to see also Chris Richards get in the next game. So ideally for Sunday, I would love to see Turner or Stefan. It really doesn't matter to me in the back. I personally like Stefan, also because he went to high school close to where I am from, and he plays for Man City, and I like Man City, so I'm a little biased in that way. But I do also think he is slightly better than Matt Turner. But in reality, I think they're pretty comparable in skill level, so either way, you can't really go wrong. And then left back, Anthony Robinson, he's proven himself. There's not really any chance anyone else starts besides him. And then for center backs, I would like to see Miles Robinson and Chris Richards. I will say that Walker Zimmerman played really well. So same thing with the goalie position. I wouldn't mind if Zimmerman was alongside Richards, or Zimmerman was alongside Robinson again. But I really would like to see Richards play again, and realistically, if he doesn't start, he's most likely not going to play. So I'd like to see Richards start. And then right back, obviously Dest, he's the go-to guy. There's almost no chance that he's not going to start for the time being, unless that injury that he seemingly maybe have picked up changes that. Also to back up, I just remembered that Anthony Robinson can't play on Sunday because of the restrictions. So my guess is Dest will play on the left for Sunday, and Shaq Moore probably will play on the right. And then the midfield, I loved the midfield three today. I thought they worked really well together. We dominated the midfield. So Adams at the 6, Weston and Musa at the 8. That's phenomenal. And then Pepe obviously up top, Aronson on the left, and then I would like to see Weah on the right. So honestly, I like the formation, but on the lineup was not bad. So if it's the same exact lineup, I'm not going to complain. But the one thing I definitely want to see is Weah over Areola, just because Weah came in and looked very, very good, and Areola looked good too, but it was just another level of skill that Weah has over Areola. So I mean, overall, can't complain much about this game. Just about the best that they could have done, they did do. So step forward in the right direction. Really excited to see how they play against Panama and how they play the rest of the camp. So that's going to be it. I'm going to wrap up the episode. Thanks so much for listening, and I will catch you next time.